Hey everybody, welcome back. So in this video, we'll be talking about the BCG Matrix, right? So BCG Matrix is basically a strategic tool which helps you, gauge investment decisions on the corporate level, right? So it helps you frame the corporate strategy on the bigger level. What it does is it basically puts your business units or the product portfolio, whatever you have, in a two into two matrix, and then helps you decide, where you need to invest your resources, where you need to divest, or where you need to turn around, right? Basically. So let us try to understand what this matrix is. So again, since it is a two into two matrix, we have a horizontal line and a vertical line. On horizontal line, we have a relative market share. So company calculates relative market share for every of its products, right? So accordingly, they put it into the BCG matrix. So we have a relative market share, right? So low and high, and then we have a market growth rate for that particular business. So it could be low and high, right? So let's start with let's start from the bottom right, which is or let's start from the very first in the product cycle, which are the question marks, right? So question marks are basically those products or business units which have low market share, relatively low market share, but the market is growing at a very high rate, right? So these are some products which could demand your own decision whether to invest there or not, right? So for example, let's say let me talk about Samsung, right? So for Samsung, it could be Samsung virtual reality games, the headsets that they are coming with, right? So this is a growing market of games. So they have to decide whether to dive deeper into this or not, right? So these businesses, they will require more cash consumption, right? So they will require more cash, but the cash amount of cash they are generating is less, right? So you need to make a call, right? So whether to invest more cash to gain market share and then make it profitable, or how to go about it, right? So these are this is basically question marks. Eventually, the question marks can turn into your star products as well. So what are these star products? Star products are those products or business units which have a high market share and also high growth rate, right? So for Apple, it could be the Apple iPhones, right? So it's a growing market share. I mean, they have a high market share. The growth rate is also high. For Samsung also, it is the same, like the Samsung phones and Samsung TVs, that could be their star products, right? Their flagship products. So these are also called the flagship products basically of the company, right? So the amount of cash they're generating and the cash they're consuming is almost the same, right? But these are flagship products, right? So when the company is in the growth phase, these are the star products which are performing, right? And when the company is just starting out, it starts out with the question mark products, right? Then comes the cash cows, right? So cash cows are basically those which have a high market share, but the growth rate is now saturated, right? So these are business units which have a saturated market growth rate. They'll not go, their growth rate is not much, but since you have a large market share, the most of the revenue is coming from these products, right? So again for so these are called basically cash cows, and the amount of cash they are consuming, that is less as compared to the cash they are generating, right? So